dad was Newton Cummings Sr. My mother was Margaret Gresh Cummings. They were both born in 1900, and we resided a mile north of Martin on my dad's allotment. He received that as an allotment back in about 1910, and that's where I was born and raised, just a mile north of Martin. My father had a few head of cattle. It wasn't enough to support his family, so he worked in Martin. He worked for people like H.A. Luby and the Martin lumber yard, Eldon Titus, and he was a butcher for Luby, and that's kind of the way we made our living. Was he had a few cattle. Us kids took care of the cattle for him, and he worked on the outside. My folks never had a car, so if we came to Martin, we had to either walk or come in a team and wagon. And there was 6 of us kids, and my dad worked, so my mother would load us in a wagon, and she'd come to town to buy groceries or buy coal or whatever she needed for the days ahead. And us kids would ride in the wagon. And I can remember one time when she brought us to town, and she was standing by the wagon talking to an elderly lady, and I and my brother got in a fight over who was going to drive the horses home. And he fell out behind the horses and scared them, and they started to run away. And my little brother, Jack, he was in the back of the wagon holding on to a great big watermelon. And it just happened, somebody, it was Billeter's filling station at that time, ran out in front of the team and stopped them, or it's hard telling where my brother Jack wound up, but I always thought that was quite a funny deal that happened that time.
Well,
The memories I have of that is every year when the Sioux Stampede come up, our father would load the wagon up with hay, and us 6 kids and Mom would jump in the wagon, and we'd go to the Sioux Stampede, and we went every day. And we would stay there till it was all over with at midnight, and then we'd go home. Next day we'd head back again. And I remember that just very plainly because that was the only transportation we had. I can remember when the Sioux Stampede always had Indian dancing, rodeos, carnivals, dances, everything, and many people came. Not only white people, but Indian people came in. Nelson would, every year he'd butcher a beef and bring the Indians to town to dance. And there was 500 thousands of them that would come in and really enjoy themselves, and everybody got along good. It seemed like there wasn't any fighting or nothing, and they all got along good at the Stampede and enjoyed themselves. And Martin is a town where they're getting more businesses in. There's more available for outsiders to come in and buy whatever they need, and our hardware stores and our food stores are up to date. They're selling the modern stuff to what people really need. And I think I'd tell them it's a friendly town. Over the years, Martin has become a very friendly town anymore, where everybody speaks to everybody, whether you know them or not. And that's what it takes to make a town grow, is to have friendly people living in town. Well, the Ogallala Dakota College was chartered by the Ogallala Sioux tribe back in 1971. And Mr. Ray Howe was one of the board of directors for this area, for Lake Creek District and Wapomani District. And he became president, so they opened it up for election, and I ran for the position from our area, and I won it. So, and I've been on the college from 1971 up to the present time. I've been on there for 36 years. Presently, I'm the chairman of the board of trustees. I have been for the last 10 years. And I think the college has done a tremendous thing for our area here, where we not only have our Indian people going to college. We have a lot of the non-Indians that go to college here, and they intermix in college, and they learn our culture and we learn theirs. And I think that's what's really needed in a place like Martin, where you have two different cultures living. And a lot of our graduates from the college are working in different areas around Martin and in Martin. We have nursing program where some of our nurses are working up here at the hospital, and I think that's a plus. It's good for the economy and it's good for the community.